The lighthouse was first planned back in 1831 when there was a fierce Atlantic storm that came in and destroyed a lot of Portland Harbor, knocked out the wharves and a lot of the buildings along the coast across from this point. And then construction was begun, and the first lighthouse that was put out here on approximately a 1,500-foot breakwater was wooden. It was built in 1855, and that structure lasted for 20 years. The breakwater was then continued out a little bit further, and the current structure was installed and put in place in 1875, and it has stood there ever since. A lighthouse keeper's quarters was put on in the early 1900s, and that stood until around 1935, when it was taken down after the lighthouse was electrified and power was available it came across the harbor in the channel from Spring Point Ledge Lighthouse. So the keeper's quarter was no longer needed, and that was removed. In 1942, during World War II, the land surrounding the breakwater was backfilled, and the Liberty ships were built here on this point. And it was in 1942 that the light was actually darkened along with all the other lights along the coast. But this one was never relit after the war. In 2002, the efforts of the South Portland Caboolus Rotary Club, some folks from Spring Point Ledge Light, we managed to get the light relit, and is now a Class 1 navigational aid, thanks to the help of the Coast Guard and the people I mentioned earlier.
Lighthouse. The lighthouse, commonly known as BugLight, was once an elegant beacon for mariners sailing into Portland Harbor. BugLight, which is located in South Portland, will resume its role as a navigational aid for the first time since World War II. A uniquely designed three-story lighthouse, it was constructed of cast iron and brick in 1875, replacing the former wooden structure atop the old breakwater. We commend the numerous organizations and individuals involved in the restoration of BugLight and extend our congratulations and best wishes to them as they relight BugLight on August 14, 2002.
The light is fully automated, it's solar powered, and it has a series of bulbs that flip from one to the other as they burn out, and they've lasted so far since for the last 5 years. So and no power going to the building other than what the sun provides. The lighthouse is made of cast iron for a shell, and the interior is made of brick. It's designed after the Karadzic Monument and Lysocrates, Greece, which was a theatrical gift to Mr. Lysocrates, and it was fashioned after that. I can't see anything in the history that indicates why or what the purpose of putting it like that was, but the lighthouse is extremely unique. There are no others in the world that are designed like it, and it has 3 stories. It's 17 feet high. It's 11 feet 10 inches in diameter, and the light beam that we have up there now will cast out light about 1 mile. The light originally, when the house was first put in, was a red light. Today we use a white light, and it had a curtain that faced this side of the lighthouse to block the light out from the land side. The lighthouse is not normally open. We do open it for special occasions if people call and request ahead of time. A number of lighthouse societies and preservation groups do tours of lighthouses, and they will contact us, and they typically will leave a donation back in return that we put into a fund that we use both with the money the club raises and the money that we can raise through opening the lighthouse up for other things like replacing the panels in the light or repainting it. And eventually we'd even like to try and, there's some metal that's missing, acroteria around the top of it, like on the crown, and one of the columns is missing. Those are very expensive, and we're hoping to set enough money aside at some point to try and replace them.
You know, I often tell people in the legislature that I represent one of the most beautiful and historically significant communities in the state. We are in a beautiful and significant part of the state, and I'm very proud to represent South Portland.
park is down here. It's a great place to visit. And if people have an interest in helping us fund and take care of the lighthouse, I can always be reached at City Hall in South Portland.